Welcome back, eh? This is the Canadian Silver Seeker, and I hope you guys are having another great day like I am. I just got back from my weekly LCS trip, and I picked myself up another $5 of 80% silver quarters. Not only did I do this, but I got something that was super cool in that bag today, and that made me learn something more about 80% silver that I'd like to share with you guys. So, like I say, I went to my LCS today. My local LCS owner actually had someone there in front of me, and they were busy looking at something. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention, but he had a bag already ready for me. He was expecting me, and he handed it over, gave me the price. I actually owe him a couple dollars because I didn't have the rest of the money in my pocket at the time. Silver went up a little bit this week, a little more than I expected, but he's a super good guy. He knows I'll be back next week, and he'll have another bag waiting for me next week. Already went through that silver, like I said, and in that silver, I got a super cool, another first for the Canadian Silver Seeker, so I think it's awesome. But what did I get in my junk silver? I got a Queen Victoria effigy. 1900. And oh, wait a second, did you notice that? Oh, that flips like an American coin. I noticed right away as soon as I started looking at the coin, and that's what made me learn something new. As you can see, this coin is from 1900, and the Queen Victoria effigy is between 1870 and 1901. So one more year, and this would have been the second last year of her effigy on the quarters. This does make it a sterling silver quarter. Sterling silver quarters were made up until 1919. So that would have been the the King George V effigy. So it splits in there, and we'll look at that in a bit here. But yeah, I noticed right away that the orientation of this coin is different than most Canadian coins. Most Canadian coins, you flip like this, and it'll still be straight up. In this case, I found out, I started looking, until 1907, Canadian coins had coin orientation rather than medallic orientation. So when a coin flips from upright to upright, when you're flipping it up down, that is coin orientation. When you flip a coin like this King Edward's here, King George, when you flip it this way, that is medallic or metal orientation, supposedly. And that's the way most Canadian coins are. But apparently, up until 1907, coins in Canada did have coin orientation. Well, I thought that was really cool. So not only did I get a Queen Victoria this week in my junk silver purchase, but I also got a couple King Edwards. And King Edwards, as you can see, they're fairly well worn. But that also led me to another realization. So first of all, we'll take a look at this one. We can see this one is coin orientation. As you can see, that's a 1907. So that is the last year that they had coin orientation. And then 1908, still a King Edward's effigy, they switched to medallic orientation. This is a 1909. I don't have a 1908, but as you can see, different orientation. I thought that was really cool. I looked it up and I figured I would share it with you guys. Another thing that I noted this week was, so some of my coins, I can't tell what year they are. I think I can tell all the years on these ones, but sometimes the face of those is worn right off. You can't tell what year the coin is. These ones are 1910 and then a 1909. But when they're worn off, the effigy of King George and King, even if you can't read the lettering where it says King Edward's or King George V, the orientation of them is different. King Edward's always faces right, whereas King George always faces left. I thought that was kind of cool and interesting as well. So King Edward's, his effigy is on junk Canadian quarter silver between only 1902 and 1910. So he had a short 8-year run there where he was on coins. And then, so it switched from Queen Victoria 1870 to 1901 to King Edward's in 1902 to 1910, and then to King George V, 1920 to 1936. However, 1920 to 1919 are sterling silver. Oh, camera doesn't want to focus there. These guys are sterling silver. So I was a little bit out there. So between 1911 and 1936 is the King George V effigy. And between 1911 and 1919, all of those coins will be, first of all, medallic orientation. I had it upside down there. But they will be 925 silver. So in 1917, 925 silver. Anything past 1919, 928, it's going to be 80% silver. So the difference between actual silver weights of these coins would be 0.17 of an actual silver ounce, and this one would be 0.15 in 80% silver. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Learned a little bit more with my trip this week to the LCS. Got some more King George VI. Love that effigy, like I said last week. We got some more of the Queen Elizabeth Laureate. And I didn't get any more of the second Queen's effigy. Queen Elizabeth II. Her second effigy there. But I guess I must also take back. That'll probably, that might be your least to get for 80% silver in Canada, but it might not be too, just due to the fact that it is a lot newer in age than some of these other ones. This is my first 925 Queen Victoria. I thought it was really awesome of the LCS to throw that in on my junk silver, and it's definitely going to get saved along with those Queen Edwards. They're going to get, OCD stacked in their own tubes or in their own rolls, just because that's what I like. And I'm definitely going to split those 925 and the 80% ones up for the King George V. But anyways, thanks for listening to me ramble. Remember, doesn't cost you a single piece of silver or gold to like and subscribe. You guys mean the world to me. Happy stacking-y.